Where is your inner wisdom found? Hey guys, it's John. I am here on the back deck on a lovely, lovely morning. There's a few clouds in the sky, but very, very few. And a jet crossing across me. Somebody just told me the other day, and I don't know if this is true or not, but when you see those contrails, those streams coming off the back of the jet, that's them dumping extra fuel. Um, I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't like the idea of them dumping extra fuel into my atmosphere. If that if that is the case, anyway, I just wanted to say that. Um, where is wisdom found? You know, the majority of you have had that moment where you have said just the right thing at the right time to someone, and they come and say, "I can't believe you said that." Oh my God, it's perfect. Or you have just at a specific moment just knew the answer to something, and beyond your comprehension as to where that information came from. There are probably times when you were trying to think of a way to say something and a word comes out that you probably don't use very often, or maybe even ever, but the word comes out. And when you look it up later on, you find out that it's the exact precise word. Where is wisdom found? Where does that information come from? The information is all out there. We are living in a oneness of God, and we're connected with everyone and everything. And that information is always available to us, always available to us. But where do we find it? How do we get there? Well, you're going to laugh if you know my stuff. I'm going to tell you to exhale, because the thing that veils us from our experience of our connection to the divine, connection to God, connection to the greater awareness, and people will hear me use the word divine, and then they'll start to try to create a hierarchy saying, well, divine means it's higher than us. No, divineness means that we are without limitations, without awareness. And so, people will often try to um, make conflict out of words specifically to meet their own beliefs or their own argument usually. But in reality, wisdom is found in that awareness without those struggles, without those conflicts, without those fears and anxieties of being right. Wisdom is found in the clear mind without fear. And the reason I say exhale is because when we exhale, we're releasing fear. We're releasing the anxieties of life. And wisdom is found in that space. When you can come to the place of realizing just simply to relax and exhale. In every situation, someone comes up with a problem, you relax and exhale first. Come back to that place of neutrality where wisdom flows easily. Come back to that place of neutrality where you can clearly bring something through without the filters of fears and anxieties or struggles. That space of neutrality where love is your nature. And what happens is you tap in to the greater awareness. You tap into your higher self, which is completely aware. The higher self is aware of its God consciousness, but still has its individuality. And the physical world is aware of its individuality, but not aware of its God consciousness. So it's a matter of releasing the fears and anxieties to tap into the higher self or the Holy Spirit consciousness so that you can then connect to that information. Wisdom is within you every moment of every day. Information is within you every moment of every day. Information can flow from you easily at any moment of every day. It's a matter of you becoming aware of how you feel in the moment. You come back to that space of just going and letting go. And the more you come back to that space of just simply letting go, you find within yourself a beautiful feeling of awareness. And what happens is you start to measure things by that awareness of love that's within you. You start to live from that expression of that awareness of love that's within you. And your answers come from that awareness of love that's within you. And the wisdom flows from the awareness of love that's within you. And the more you come from that awareness of love that's within you, and the more you can focus it outward in that expression, you start to answer people from that awareness of love that's within you. And what happens is those answers come from God, because God is love. And your awareness of love that's within you is the awareness of God that's within you. That connection of the source that's within you. It's where all the information lies. And wisdom itself is literally just a matter of setting down our own veil, our own fears, our own anxieties, and coming back to that love that's within us. And when we come back to that love that's within us, wisdom will flow. And when you listen to others from that space, you'll hear their fears and their anxieties being spoken right out of their mouth. And you can literally listen to them. And rather than focusing on fighting their fears, focus on alleviating their fears. What are they afraid of? And you come back to them and you say, well, alleviate the fear, right? When you can come from that space of alleviating the fear, what happens is you become the wisest person in the room, because you're the one who are releasing the fears and anxieties that allows them to come back into that love that's within them and come back to their own wisdom. The fear is the great paralyzer. As I've said in many videos, the Sufi said, God is on one side of a veil and we're on the other side of the veil, and our life is a struggle against the veil, and the veil is our fear. And what I'm saying is, set down the veil. Set down the fear. Come back to that place of wisdom that's within you, and process the world through that filter, rather than through the filters of fears and anxieties. Process the world from, love. And when you see somebody who's not in that space, ask yourself, what is their fear? And how can I help them alleviate that fear? And you can find those moments. I remember I used to bring a person on the stage with me when I did corporate speaking. And I knew that person coming on stage was terrified that the people on stage, people in the audience, were going to not like her, or she was going to look like an idiot in front of them. So before she even did anything on stage, I turned to the audience and I say, isn't she a rock star? And they give her the love first. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to alleviate the fear that I knew she had, by having the audience tell her they already loved her. She didn't have to worry about them not loving her. And so by the end of that segment I would do with her, she would end up taking a bullwhip and hitting targets out of my hand with it, having never touched a whip in her life. And so it comes down to this idea that when let's set down our fears and relax our bodies into that wisdom that is the love within us, we come to find the wisdom that's always there. And when it's always there and we acknowledge it, then we can tap into it whenever we find ourselves in fears and anxieties. And we can tap into it whenever we see others in fears and anxieties. And we can simply alleviate the fears and anxieties so we can all tap back into our wisdom. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.